All right, so once you've constructed your tunnel book and you have the accordion part and the background, this is the very background, you're gonna start adding your images. So start with the background so that you can kind of play around with the other windows that come in after it. So I would recommend doing this first and then constructing what comes next and so forth. So starting with the background. So let's say I want to do an ocean scene. And I'm thinking, okay, if I were looking into the ocean and I wanted to have like, you know, maybe some sand in the foreground, some fish and some, you know, maybe coral, maybe a shark somewhere, how am I going to make that work? So thinking about the ocean, when you're looking at the furthest away from you, if you're looking straight, like let's say you're scuba diving, you might really not see much aside from a few maybe random, maybe you see like some of the sand in the distance and you see some, you know, some seaweed kind of coming up. I might create little faint images here. Maybe like a silhouette of a fish or like a shark. You never know. I mean, whatever you really want to do, like you can just kind of play around with it and do like that shape of maybe a fish in the background. Just play around with some of these images that you want that are going to be kind of hazier in the background. So when you think about coloring this, I'm not going to do very much detail. So I want to make it look like it's way back into space. So I may even consider when I color like the seaweed, for example, like I'm going to kind of color it. I'm using colored pencils in this situation here. But if you have paint or whatever, I'm just going to show you what I might do to make it look like it's further back in space if I'm using colored pencils. So I've got my green here. I'm going to do these first. And I'm going to do a gray. So notice I'm not doing really any details on this shark. I'm just going to color it gray. And you guys can take more time than me. I'm just kind of trying to show you how I might show something in the distance. Now, if you're doing a mountain scene, you may want to just do the sky and some clouds for this background. So, or if you're doing a forest scene, it might be some distant tree trunks or, you know, just something like that. If you're doing a desert scene, it might just be some distant mountains. If you're doing a house, it might just be the wall to the very back with like a picture on it or something. So just think about what things, when you're looking at a space, think about what would happen the furthest away from your view. All right, so now I'm gonna kind of just fill this in here with some color. And then I'm gonna do something so that it looks like it's kind of far away. I'm working quickly. You guys aren't going to work this quickly. You'll do better quality work than me. I just want to show you how I might make it look like it's under the sea. All right, so I've got some blue, and I'm literally going to color over. Oops, I got to get my blue out. I'm literally going to color over the whole thing so that this looks like it's under the ocean, okay? So I'm just going to get my blue and I'm going to color over everything I just did. Shark and all. So this makes it look like it's kind of hazy and further back out into the water. Now, if I have really nice colored pencils, which I do, I can use a blending tool and kind of blend it over. See how it makes it look like it's kind of further back in space? I'm working kind of quickly here. Oops, something was underneath there. And let's see. Just kind of working that over. So, again, this is my background. I want it to look like this shark is way far away from my eye. Okay? You can see it still, but it looks like it's underwater, kind of further back. All right? And obviously, when you're doing your final thing, you can do it better. If you have paint, you can do the same thing. Okay? And then, so whatever you're doing in the background, like if you're doing the sky, let's say you're doing a mountain scene and you're doing just the sky, you could even just do blue, like I have this example here, and this is just blue in the sky. This one's a tiny one. But that's just this background. This is the background. All it is blue. All right? So that could be something you could do too, but I would recommend, this one was just a really tiny prototype, so I didn't spend a whole lot of time with it. It's really small. I just wanted you to see how it looks constructed. But if I were to do a mountain scene like this, I might add some clouds, I might add some birds in the distance. So that is the step one when you do your background.